Today we're looking at addition and subtraction. So when you go onto my maths page, you'd have to click on number, then addition and subtraction, find year 4 and click on more written methods. I'm going to click on the lesson. So all of you have done addition and subtraction in class. You're familiar with it. This is the column method to addition. You start at the ones, then you go to the tens and then the hundreds. You add up the ones, you add up the tens, then the hundreds, and that's how you get your answer. It's column by column. So 3 add 6 is 9, 70 add 10 is 80, 400 add 200 is 600, and there's your place value. Each digit goes in the correct place value column. Now we're looking at thousands, so we're going to count. So 5 add 8, so this is your ones column. So put 8 in your head. If you need to count with your fingers, you can do that. So it's 13, I'm going to put my 3 there, and I'm carrying the 110 over, so it goes at the bottom. Now I've got 110, add 4 tens, which is 5 tens, add the 1 at the bottom, it's 6 tens. Then I've got 800, add 600s, which is 14 hundreds. So 4 goes there, and the 1 at the bottom. Now I've got 5,000, add 1,000, which is 6,000, add the other 1,000, is 7,000. You're looking at your place value each time, and remember to add the 1 that you're carrying. So looking at the subtraction now. Here's your place value again. Remember, you've got your place value columns at the top to help you. What happens when we have a 0 in our top number? We start with 3,000, 0 hundreds, 4 tens and 8 ones. First we subtract the 5 ones. Then we subtract 110. Now we need to subtract 9 hundreds, but we can't. We don't have any hundreds in the place value column. So you carry over. You carry the 1,000 over. So you're exchanging 1,000 for 10 hundreds. Now you have 2,000s and 10 hundreds. So there you can see, you cross the 3, that becomes a 2, and you carry the 1,000 over. Now you've got a 10. Now you can do 10, take away 9. So 10 hundreds, take away 9 hundreds. And then your thousands, you've got 2,000s, take away 1,000. And there's your answer. To check your answer, you will do the inverse. The inverse is the opposite operation. So here, if I've got subtraction calculation, to check the answer, I will do an addition calculation. If I'm working out an addition calculation, to check the answer, I will use a subtraction calculation. Always use the inverse method to check your answer, to make sure you're correct. Always remember place value. Okay, so 9 subtract 9. So we want to do 9 subtract 9, and it's 0. 4 tens subtract 2 tens, I want to take 2 tens away. I'm left with 2 tens. So here I'm going to carry the 1 over, so I've got 10 now. That 5 becomes a 4. I need to do 10 take away 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I've got 400s. I need to do 4,000 take away 2,000, and there's my answer. Always remember to cross it out and write the number, and you've got a place for that. That is a 10, so it won't be classed as 1 take away 6. It's 10 take away 6 because you've got 10 hundreds there. Place value again. Complete these addition and subtraction puzzles. Think carefully about whether you need to carry or exchange to make the calculations work. You might want to use pen and paper to help. The more you practice these, the better. So here, I have to think carefully. So what numbers make 7? I'm going to go for 5 and 2 make 7. So I know 2 tens are 2 tens is 4 tens. Now 4 to get to 5, I want to do, what can I do to get to 5? If I add 4 at 4, that's 8, so that's not right. 4 and 9, that gives me 14. That gives me 13, sorry. So what could I add to get a 5 there? Because addition, you have to think, is there any carrying over? What might the number be? So you can't just put random and be like, okay, that's the answer. You've got to actually work it out. So the best way to do it is get a pen and paper and work out the possible answers. Again, with subtraction, I'm going to start off with this, but I'm leaving it to you. 6 take away something is 6. I'm going to put a 0 there. 3 take away something is 3. I'm going to put a 0 there. Something take away 3 is 8. Now you need to work it out. I'm leaving that as a hanging challenge because I want you to actually have a go and exploring and working these questions out. Use your place value. Think about the digits of how you'd make up the numbers at the bottom. So I've got another example here. That's a subtraction one. So now you're renaming in the tens column. So you're carrying over in the tens column. We can exchange 1 10 for 10 ones because we don't have any tens. So here now we've got 10 tens. I'm going to subtract 2 tens from there. There's your renaming. So the 6 becomes a 5 and you carry the 1 over and that becomes 10 now. And you carry it over again because you can't do 2 take away 7. So when you crossed it out, the 10 became a 9 and you carried the 1 over. You've got 12 and 7 there. So now you do 12 take away 7 because you renamed the ones column as well. Now we can move on to the tens. Excuse me, sorry. We've got 9 take away 2, which is 7. Sorry, 9 tens take away 2 tens, 7 tens. We're on the hundreds now. Excuse me again. We've got 500s take away 400s, which is 100. Moving on to the thousands, 2,000 minus 1,000 is 1,000. Now you've got another example here. You're going to try it with this subtraction. Use the blocks to help you. Drag blocks between columns to exchange. Drag blocks into the grey area to subtract. So 7 take away 9. I can't do that. So I'm going to put 100 in the tens column to get 10. So as you can see, the 5 become a 4, carry the 1. That 10 I'm going to take 1 there. So that 10 becomes a 9 and I've carried 1 over. That's 17. 17 take away 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm left with 2, 4, 6, 8. 9 tens take away 3 tens. I'm left with 6 tens. 400s take away 300s. I'm left with 100. 6,000s take away 5,000s. 4, 5. Left with 1,000. And the way I check my answer is again by using addition. So I would do 5,339, add 1,168 to check if my answer was correct. When you do the inverse, you will notice if you get a different answer, that means your calculation that you've done previously is wrong. Then you go back and correct it. If you get one place value column, which is slightly different, you go back and correct that place value column. So you've got to always be checking what you're doing. When we do column calculations, it's easy to make small mistakes that make a big difference to the answer. We can check our answer is about right by making an estimate before we start. So, what is 6,234 to the nearest 100? So, because it's 34, it's going to be 6,200. 3,500, you round it both to the nearest 100. So that'll be 3,500 because it says 10 there. And then you add them. So roughly the answer would be 9,700. 3 tens at 1 10 is 4 tens. 200s at 500s, 700s. 6,000 at 3,000 is 9,000. So 9,744 is within 100 of our estimate. Estimate lets us check that our answer is sensible. But you can also use the inverse. Work these out on paper, make an estimate by rounding to the nearest 100 and then work out the exact answer. I'm going to leave this up as a challenge for you. Once you get this slide done, if you want, write up your answers, write up how you worked it out and email it over to the school email address. or feel free to comment and I'll post it on the blog. Let's see how you work it out. There's different ways to work things out, so you can approach it in a different manner. So let me know. All the best. Make sure you're checking your answers with the inverse. It will help you out and it'll make you feel more confident because you're getting more practice. All the best, guys, and take care and enjoy yourselves.